Oh, sorry, we're on the air. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Replicate This AE edition. This is problem number 7, BMW 2002. 2002 not being the year, but the venerable model of Beamer from the, 70s, early 80s. Let's start out by importing stuff. Let's import from Learning Suite, if you've already downloaded, the road.jpg and BMW 2002 TII.psd. Now, we're going to import these differently. We're going to import road.jpg just as footage. So let's just import that by itself. And then let's go back, double click in the project window to get the BMW PSD. This actually has layers in it, so we need to import it as, you guessed it, composition, retain layer sizes. Let's click open. It's going to offer us this dialog box that asks us if we want to merge layer styles into footage. I 100% of the time, maybe 99.9% of the time, click merge layer style. So let's just click OK and double click our composition that we just imported. Hey, it's tiny. It's a tiny composition. What should we do about that? Well, we'll fix that in a second. But first, let's drag road.jpg into the back of this composition. Actually, it's on the front. Let's go down to our timeline and drag road.jpg to the back. And I happen to know that road.jpg, you can know too if you go over to the project window and click on road.jpg, that it is 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels. So what I'm going to do is go back to our composition. I'm going to hit Command K or go to composition settings to increase the width and height to 1920, hit tab, 1080, 15 seconds, 30, okay, everything else looks good. Click OK. Let's center this. If we wanted to center it exactly, we'd probably use the Align panel. Align layers to composition, sounds good. Horizontal and vertical alignment. Now our background is perfect. Okay, what do we got here? Let's zoom in a little bit by hitting greater than. It looks like we have a floating car a giant orange Beamer that's driving in the field, but let's change that in a second. We're going to learn what's called parenting here. Parenting in After Effects, that is. Making sure that we're at 0 seconds on our timeline. Let's click rear wheel. Now we want our wheels to turn quite quickly. So let's keyframe rotation. Let's hit Option R to automatically lay down a rotation keyframe. We're going to take, 3 seconds to race across the screen. So I'm going to click on, or jump to 3 seconds on the timeline. And I'm going to type in 6 full rotations in 3 seconds. That's going to give us a pretty quick rotation. Front wheel. With layer selected, let's go back to 0 on our timeline. By the way, I'm on a laptop and I'm clicking Option Command left arrow. If you're on a full-size keyboard, just click the Home key to go to 0 seconds on your timeline. R to reveal. I can hit Option R to lay down a keyframe, or if you're afraid of keyboard shortcuts, just click the stopwatch. Let's jump to the second keyframe while still having this layer selected and click 6. So both front and rear wheels rotate 6 times over the course of 3 seconds. Hopefully by now you've gotten used to the idea that when you are rotating things, you don't actually change any values on the first keyframe. It's always the second keyframe that has the change. Let's set our work area to right here where our current time indicator is by hitting N. And let's hit spacebar to preview. Alright, our wheel, it looks like it's peeling out in a yellow field of flowers in Sweden. That's what this looks like to me. Click Escape or spacebar to get it to stop previewing. Alright, now our wheels are great and everything, but instead of moving all 3 layers at one time, keyframing everything at one time, which can get annoying, I want to parent my front and my rear wheel to the full chassis. Okay, I already have my parent column showing. If you do not have parent showing, which you probably don't, click anywhere along this gray label bar right here where it says layer name, or it shows your switches or maybe your modes. Just right click or control click on that and make sure parent has a check mark by it. You should see the parent column at that point. Okay, we want to parent front wheel and rear wheel layers to full chassis. So we're going to grab the pick whip right here, and we're going to stretch it out until it clicks full chassis. Something fun about the pick whip is if you don't select a layer with it and you let go, it goes whoosh, like a piece of spaghetti going into your mouth. Rear wheel and front wheel are both selected onto full chassis. Now we see that they are parented to full chassis. So what we can do now, let's zoom out to fit within my window, Option /. Instead of having our Beamer drive in the flowers or float above our road, let's just move full chassis now. The wheels will follow it because the wheels are parented to the full chassis layer. Let's grab full chassis, let's drag that down. Okay, the wheels still rotate, but since they're parented to full chassis, it will look as if our car is driving. Let's go back to 0 seconds. Let's reveal position. And I actually want our Beamer to be off screen, unlike the example movie. I'm going to start just off screen. I'm going to keyframe position. I'm going to jump to the end, or 3 seconds, by using my navigational arrows. That's the magic of the navigational arrows. You can use other layers' keyframes. And then I'm going to, drag my X position, the first field there. Hold down Shift so it goes a little faster, all the way across the screen. And then I'm going to preview it. Alright, looks like we've got a little orange BMW 2002, which, man, that would be my dream car if it worked properly. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see the wheels rotating. Here we go. Let's put a little bit of motion blur on our car. Here, let's hit Option / to zoom out again. Let's put some motion blur on all the wheels and full chassis. Here's the motion blur column and global motion blur. And let's preview one more time. There we go. Now we have a photorealistic video of a car driving through the Swedish countryside with both wheels turning, and it's a beautiful orange 1979 BMW 2002 Tii. I believe that's all we have to do to this. Congratulations if this is your last problem. If you did them in chronological order, you have now finished Replicate This AE Edition. Thanks, and see you in class.